Hello, I'm Ritz Blues, and this is my GDQ submission for Gourmet Warriors, also known as Gourmet Squad, also known originally as Gourmet Sentai Bara Yarou. Gourmet Warriors is best described as a dystopian gourmet food cooking beat-em-up? It's a pretty weird game. It also has a fairly tricky control scheme to pick up, but once you learn it, it's not too bad. It's actually kind of fun once you actually really learn it. It was originally made for the Super Nintendo, but not very widely released until Pico Interactive picked it up and made a westernized release, like a SNES reprinting of it, and then also ported the game over to the Steam version, which is what we'll be playing in this run. I'll go ahead and give you guys just a quick bit of the lore, the hot, juicy lore of this game. It's a really deep plot. 20XX, the demonic city of Zeus. Warriors with tough muscles and powerful armor descend on the city. And open the gates of hell. So one of the incentives I'm going to offer for this run is to sing the theme song for this game. Yes, it has a theme song. It is starting right now. And if you hold L, R, and select, you can sing karaoke, like this. In the blazing red sun, you command me to vanquish evil. As I stare into your eyes, I see the fire blazing. Hey, now I'm hungry, but I ain't got no money to defend world peace. I'll sacrifice. And that's the theme song. So I'll be playing the game on the medium difficulty, as it is. There's a couple of reasons. One, the easy difficulty is way too easy and has a terrible ending. And second, because the hardest difficulty, spicy, does not allow continues if you die, and is not at all marathon safe. So normal is the fine balance in between the two. There will also be a character bid war between Bonjour, Mademoiselle, Très Bien, the three main characters of the game. In addition to that, I will also offer an incentive for this game to play any of the hidden characters that are some of the enemies, sort of the bonus character demonstration, I guess, is probably the best way to put it. Showcase. That's the word I want to use, showcase. But anyway, we have the primary bid war between Bonjour, who is the wrestler, boxer, bomber baron of the group. He is kind of slow to move, but his powerful hits are one of the fastest ways to kill enemies and bosses in the game, making him arguably the fastest speedrun character in the game. After that, we have Mademoiselle, the Bomber Baroness. She is a fairy. She has the ability to do really cool acrobatic flips and kicks. Is not the fastest character, and her reach is actually fairly small, but her throws are very interesting and stylish. And both she and Bonjour have some of the more interesting taunts in the game, even though they have no other purpose than being stylish, which I will be demonstrating when I play Très Bien for this submission. So I'll be showing off Très Bien. He's my favorite. He's the fastest moving and hitting character in the game. His throws are not the strongest, but they still come out pretty quick and they're very stylish. He is known as the Bomber Beast because he is a cybernetic dog, according to the lore. But anyway, enough of that. Let me go ahead and pull up a timer here. Preferably not Goose Game, although I may submit that as well. And we will pull up that. Alright, just keep a nice simple timer for this. Alright, so without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So as you play the game, you'll encounter all sorts of very unique enemies that you can defeat with a variety of ways. You can punch them to death, you can do slide attacks with them, you can do throws. Throws are by far the most powerful thing you can use against them. If you execute a 3-hit combo, you'll get stars. If you execute another 3-hit combo, you'll get 2 stars, and then eventually 3 stars. The more stars you get, the longer the enemy will be stunned, and the easier it is to execute throws. So as you can see, we already have quite a very colorful crew of enemies here. We have these jackknives, we have moais, mechanical cybernetic moais being piloted by super tiny guys that make weird noises. That's what we're fighting. And that's the end of the first stage. The second half of the stage, or I should say the first part, we have this Lamp character. Don't worry about Lamp. Lamp can't hurt you. He's not real. Lamp can stun you. He drops a power-up that makes you get a copy of your character. Otherwise, Lamp is just annoying. The copy gives you a little bit of extra health and creates a duplicate of your character. However, we will not be doing that in the speedrun because it also changes the gameplay mode from 1 players to 2 players, which means more spawns, more enemies, more mayhem, and unfortunately, in this game, friendly fire is on. It doesn't deal damage, but it will stun you and break your combos. So, all I'm really doing is looking to kill these guys as fast as I can. There was a jackknife right there. He killed himself. That's how they attack. I don't know why, but that's what they do. So, for the most part, I'm just going to be looking for opportunities to either get these guys to kill themselves, which is kind of quick, or, you know, throw them to destroy them. You can also jump on top of enemies if you plant them in the ground, and then do a dive attack off of them. In addition, you can smash attack onto enemies to get a different type of food. Each of the 3 Gourmet Warriors has their own favorite foods. Bonjour likes meat, Mademoiselle likes anything spicy, and Très Bien likes ice cream. So here's our first boss. That's Kiriko. Stop it! No. What a rough start. Alright. When you defeat a boss with a throw, you get super protein. You can also pose with a taunt. Between stages, you gain access to your gourmet chef. Dinner time! You can give him a primary ingredient followed by a secondary ingredient, and he will cook it up with his laser eyes and double knives. So you have super rice, which is protein powder plus rice, gives 46 life back. Decent amount. Unfortunately, we're not going to have what we need to feed Très Bien for a little while, so we kind of have to operate off of moderately low health or any health loss, and I'll try to minimize that as much as possible until the later stages in the game. So in stage 2, we have Attack of the Moais and the Yoshios, as well as mines. I don't know why they drop mines, but they do. Thank you for hitting me, you jerk. When you step on the Yoshios, they say Magoo. It's delightful. Magoo. The Moais have several different attacks they can use. They can either charge you and bite you, or they can sneeze at you. They can also spin around, fly in the air, and try and crush you. In addition, the Yoshios have one other ability they can do, which is a stun. It actually stuns you 2 stars instantly if it hits. And that's attempting to land on your head and dance on your head. They can't hurt you doing it, but stunning is a good way to get killed in this game. Second half of Stage 2, we're now on a train that's filled with robot feet. Here comes little one-armed cyborg rockets. They die in one hit, but they hit really hard. If I were playing Bonjour, I'd be punching those guys. And now, for some reason, here's this guy. Say what? This is the first wall that a lot of players face in the game. He can be extremely dangerous if he lands that needle attack on you. Alright, one more ought to do the trick. We'll bait that out. There we go. And that's Sewa. I have no idea why he was riding on that that goddess statue rocket back there, but I digress. Here we are. So let's see. We'll go ahead and do tofu protein to get some super tofu. Again, not ice cream based, but not his favorite. But unfortunately, we lack the other ingredient we need to make his favorite food. Super tofu, 43 health, decent amount. Should be enough to at least get us through stage 3, or at least to the boss, which is what I'm aiming for. This guy is Drool, and he is the best source of ice cream, steaks, and peppers in the game. And Pika Pika-san also can be killed with a first level throw that it will drop flour if you do, and flour plus ice cream is the recipe we are looking for here. So now that we have a lot more human characters and no more of those mechas, we can focus on using pop-up attacks to knock these characters into the ground, jump on them, taunt on them, and then smash them. So bunnies don't drop anything useful, unfortunately, so we're just gonna wreck them as fast as we can. Gonna watch out for knife arm there. Come over here and take out lamp, because we don't want lamp. Okay, don't want to get hit. I don't want to get hit because I'm kind of low on health right now, so just gonna be very careful. Try and land some slams on these characters here. Okay, try and finish you. Perfect. Got some more flour. So now we have to dodge these missiles. Missile man, go away, please. One of the things Drool will say is also Yamate. I don't know what he says otherwise. But, yep, if you kill Drool with a slam attack, he gives ice cream. Thank you, Missile Man, for dealing a little extra damage. Let's split up here. Okay, good. Cool. Yes, another flower, please. Got another one of these. We'll dodge up here. Okay, we're good. Nope, less good. Alright, we're good. Got him. Okay. Alright, we killed one of them with the slam, which is not ideal, but that's okay. And the other... There we go. Another wheat, please. Flour. Burners also drop flour, which is good. So we have plenty of flour to work with now. Take out these mines, get some mushrooms, which we don't even need. Another burner with a slide attack gives more flour. And now for the boss. So we had all the bunnies earlier. This is Bunny Excellent. And Trebian actually is probably one of the better characters for fighting Bunny Excellent, because she otherwise has a particularly good way, means of like avoiding attacks, especially her red form. This is even harder of a wall for most characters, is red be excellent, but I made it look really a lot easier than it should be. So, and then finally her third transformation, I don't know why it's a big tanuki, but it's a big tanuki. And finish with a slam gives us a super protein because you can't throw her. So now we finally can make our favorite meal, which is ice cream and flour. And what happens when you bake ice cream with flour? You get ice cream cake. And a humongous health boost. So now in the fourth stage, we introduce the probably most annoying basic enemies in the game, the swimmers. But they also drop flour if you kill them with that throw, so they're particularly useful for that. There's another lamp. Again, we want to avoid that, so we'll just spend some time taunting. So we want to try and avoid killing the little guys if we can here, because we can do this to get ice cream, in addition to doing this to get flour. So at this point now we're actually going to start really like building up our reserves of food and healing, which we should get enough health to power us through the rest of the game. Oops, didn't want to do the faster or the slow throw, but that's okay. Okay. Cool. Oh, we missed. Dang. Okay. Got him! Alright, free ice cream. No! Oh well. I didn't want chicken. Oh well. There we go. Got some flour. Alright, so that's the first phase of stage 4. Second phase, double swimmers! So, these swimmers are so dangerous that I usually tend to try to body slam them as much as possible, if for the sole purpose of keeping them under control. If you cannot get a full stun on them, they will slap you away, and it is very annoying. He lived with 1 health! Rats. Oh well. Once again, we have another lamp that we do not want. So we're going to let that item despawn. Get a slam there. And if you plant them on the floor, up against the wall, unfortunately, they will stand up right away. Which is not what we want. Grab some more ice cream. Oops, did not get the throw that I wanted. Trigger that. Smash him. Good. Alright, takes him out. Yes, that was the Tetris theme you heard. And we'll get some more ice cream, and now we're going to be absurdly well healed by the end of this. There we go. Dodge these guys. Come on. Okay, moving on. Just try to gather these guys up together here. So with Moais, we want to try and slam them as much as possible, just so that we can keep them clustered for rapid kills. Another smash here. Alright, so now this is the one and only lamp other than the one at the very end that I will actually take. And that's just because I find that the helper here actually makes a big difference on the upcoming boss fight. He is very disruptive for this last fight though, unfortunately. So, like, I would have rather planted those guys in the ground, but hey, you know. You do you, man. Okay, he's dead. Oh yeah, your helper can also steal your food, which is another kind of major downer. There we go. Although he does like to pose, which is pretty cool. So here's the next boss, which is the Baron. I'm going to dodge the hat there. Give him a good throw. You always want to try and throw bosses more than anything else you do. Ah, helper. I hate that tie so much. Alright, he's dead. We don't get the super protein, but that's okay. Alright, so now with our ridiculous amount of 6 ice cream and 6 flour, we will heal for, I think, like 360 health, something like that. Nope, 300. So that should put us at nearly full. Yep, dark blue is the full. The most full you can get. Body slamming mines gives you peppers. So as long as I don't take too much damage, I should be fine. Yes, the mines do specifically just walk directly under you if they can. So the easiest way to kill them, of course, being to step on them. Alright, didn't get hit by any of those. Ah! I got stunned, stupid things. Okay. Alright, so these pyrites. Well, alright, should be able to finish him off now. Oops, oh well. Not the ideal way to finish him, but we'll still get plenty of flour from these guys. And a couple more of these drools. Alright. Okay. Another free ice cream. I hate that charge so much. Whoops. Did not get to jump off in time, that's okay. Back up just a little bit here. Grab another ice cream. I don't know why he didn't charge me, but whatever. Alright. Almost done with the final stage of the game. How did we get here so fast? I don't know. But once again, we have 3 moais at once. Always fun. Good way to get bodied. Ah! There we go. We finally get knife-handed. So this is the second time I will grab a lamp, only because the health up is always nice at the very end. Also, no other enemies spawn, so there's no penalty for it, aside from getting beat up by, you know, your partner. I just beat up my partner there. Alright, cool. So, something fun about this is one thing you never ever want to do is do double mushroom. Because if you do double mushroom, you get this. Poison mushroom, which drops your health all the way down to 1. So now we're going to go into the final boss fight with exactly 1 health. So, as long as I concentrate, this fight should be pretty straightforward, except if he does that. Oh! Oh well. It's fine. So, that's what I get for screwing around, but ideally, if I practice that enough and I don't get the double tiny ball, I can easily win that fight without taking any damage. The final boss is like the biggest joke in this game. His pattern's pretty easy. You can only hurt him when he's a ball. And time is when I pick up the protein. Time. 25:13. Not a bad run, considering I had to restart the boss fight. Lost a few seconds there. But yeah, that's Gourmet Warriors. So, very brief ending. Most of the endings are pretty short, but this one has kind of the middle of the ground, and so they became stars. Playing it on easy difficulty, all you get is like a picture of the Paku Paku, which you never get to fight in easy difficulty, and it says game over. But on spicy difficulty, the Gourmet Squad becomes drunk with power and take over the universe. So we'll go ahead and jump into some of the character showcase at this point. So I have a few interesting characters to show off. Most of the enemies in the game that you encounter can be fought. By holding the shoulder buttons, you can go up above the names, and you can pick any of the characters in the game, including this lovely guy. This is mine. His attack? Let somebody stand on him. And then he dies. And that's mine. So let's see, we have this one. Here we go, we have Drool. Come on, Drool! You can do it! You can do it, Drool! I believe in you! Come on, buddy! Drool does not have any attacks. This is as fast as Drool moves. And if anybody hits Drool, he freaks out and says Yamate. Let's see, here's one of the more useful characters of the game. You can play as Bunny-san. Bunny-san does the peach butt bomb. Very useful. She's also got a lovely swing kick, and then if you quarter circle forward, she's got the crystal flash. Very stylish, very useful. The only trouble with any of the monster enemies is none of them can pick up food. So unfortunately, even though some of them are particularly useful, there's like really no good way to play the game quickly with them unless you play co-op with one of the normal Gourmet Warriors to eat the food, and then one of these characters to be a bit abusive with it. Let's see, we've got this person. Here's Jack. Jack's very useful. Jack's got a really powerful primary attack, if I get to use it. As you can see, Jack has a knife sticking through his head, and I mentioned earlier, he's got the hinge in his hips. Got him! Oh, but we died. Darn it. Poor Jack. Let's see, if we go... I believe that one. Yep, there we go. Missile Man! Missile Man sets people on fire. Missile Man's super strong. And then he dies. Yeah, so that's like the enemy character showcase, right? I mean, it's like some of them are kind of useful. Some of them are just like, what were they thinking? So I think I'll show one more. Which I think is this one. Yeah, Moai. So here's Moai. Moai attacks with his knees. Pretty decent. You can also like ram into people to stun them, although it doesn't do any damage. Moai has a taunt. Moai can also rocket into the air to attack. which is also pretty useful. If Moai dies... Oh, that'll take all day. Let's find some jacks. Or at least get to the boss. Moai can run, which is also useful. But if you get killed while you are playing as a Moai... Also, I like how the Yoshio has just sort of like Superman, does like the Superman flight pose. It's great. But the last part here, just want to get Moai killed. If Moai dies, here we go. Now we got two of them who can beat us up. Keep it up, buddy. Beat me up. Come on, man. Sneeze like you've been, like, I don't know, like you had pepper blown in your face a whole bunch. I don't know how somebody plucked an eyebrow or a nose hair and made you sneeze. How sometimes the right wave of sunlight can make you sneeze. Like you have a cold sneeze. I don't know. One more hit ought to do it. Oh no, so we're dead. Except now we're Yoshio. And so now Yoshio is dead. So there you go. That's Gourmet Squad. I've been Ritz Blues. Thank you very much for your consideration. I hope to see you at GDQ.